Well, very good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, February 7th, already 2024. Where's this year going? Welcome to episode number 141 of Material Issues. I'm Mark Hershberger of Pop Detective Records over here in sunny, balmy South Jersey. Haven't said that in a while. Temperatures hit the 50s today, going to the 60s in the next 2 days. Wow. But joining me always from the West Coast, the left coast, the president of the International Pop Overthrow Festival, and my good buddy, Mr. David Bash. Mr. Bash, how the heck are you tonight?
I'm all right, Mark. How are you?
This afternoon. Everybody wants to know if you're sopping wet. I mean, come on. Is there a flood in your by your ankles or what's going on?
Fortunately not. We live on flat land, and because it wasn't windy, it didn't really matter how much rain came down. I mean, it overfilled our pool a little bit, but that's okay. But beyond that, because there wasn't wind, it wasn't that much of a problem. I mean, the streets did get a bit flooded, and you had to be careful when you were driving because you didn't want to be hydroplaning in these huge puddles around the street. But beyond that, yeah, it was okay. I mean, some of the people up in the hills where their houses are precariously located on mud, some of them may have had a little bit more of a problem. But as usual, you know, when people see the news who don't live here, they get a very sensationalized picture of it. It's always like that.
According to the news, the entire cliffs of the West Coast are falling into the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, always. You know, you see they show one incident, and then that means the whole state.
Oh yeah,
the same thing happened to them. But no, fortunately, it wasn't like a big storm. It was just buckets of rain coming down with no wind. Yeah. It's when it gets windy and rainy that there's and of course thunder and lightning, to quote Shai Coltrane. When it gets that way and you start losing your power, I think people up in the Northern California lost their power because they did have a lot of wind.
Mo was worried.
Maureen. Yeah, no, at least where we were or we are, not a problem. And now it's partly cloudy right now, and I think it's supposed to rain maybe for 3 hours tonight, but I think that'll just be sprinkles. And then after that, it's supposed to be sunny skies for at least a week. It'll still be cold. Yeah. I mean, cold for us. I know nobody outside of this area will have sympathy, but the highs will be in the high 50s to low 60s.
Oh, it's horrible.
I know it's horrible, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, get an Afghan on, wrap up.
No, it's funny because Rena gets cold really easily. So, I mean that's all fine. Whatever.
I laugh at my daughters living in Florida all the time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 60 degrees right here today. It's great. And they're like, oh, it's 60 degrees here today. We're freezing.
Is it really ever 60 down there?
Yeah, they've had some winter days where it's fallen down to like 60 degrees.
And they're always like at least 75. But
they're cranking the heat on in the house and in the car.
75 with 120% humidity.
60 degrees. I've got the windows open around here trying to get air. But
I'm wearing this shirt, which is the first time I've worn it on Material Issues since episode
95.
I figured you'd get that. I'm 71 today, and he is MDP. Oh, is that Maureen again?
Maureen, yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's right. You're down in Florida, Maureen.
She's in Florida. Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Episode 95. I remember that shirt. I associate it immediately with episode 95. And if people don't know episode 95, you got to go in the archives and watch episode 95.
That's all we're going to say.
That's all we're going to say. And please leave a thumbs up and like it and share it and have a good time with it because it is good. But it's a great looking shirt. You have to check out my shirt.
I love the shirt, but unfortunately, it accentuates my man boobs a little too much. So
accentuate the positive
man boobs. Yeah. Anyway, what do you got on?
Here we go. Check out this shirt. This is a new shirt just in. I love it. Here we go.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Sapla pour moi. Plastic Bertrand.
That's Rick Bertrand. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, that song took the new wave by storm back
Yes,
in
it did.
79.
And then you heard the English version, Jet Boy, Jet Girl.
Yeah.
But
It's really funny because, when you hear foreign language versions of those songs and you have no idea what they're talking about, and then you hear the English version, it loses something.
yeah, but you know what? The English version the version that was done, Jet Boy, Jet Girl, is not a translation of Plastic Bertrand's lyrics.
Not?
It's
Oh,
not.
no?
No. Because you hear in Jet Boy, Jet Girl, they sing, she gives me head, Jet
Oh, is
Boy,
that right?
Jet Girl, gonna take me around the world. It's not exactly the literal
Well,
translation.
even if it was, though, my point being,
which is the life for me.
My point being, it loses its luster, even though you actually understand the lyrics.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember when I first heard 99 Red Balloons.
Oh, yeah.
After Luftballon. It's like, this is lame. I hear that.
But you know how great Nena looks today?
No, I don't.
It's remarkable how beautiful. I mean, she was beautiful then. She still is beautiful today, and she still tours, plays all the time. I love to check out her, but she's really, really, really held things together. Not that most people don't, but she just has. Some people don't age as gracefully. She aged well.
Speaking of beautiful women, and I'll probably get into some trouble for saying this, but no, screw it. I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, I see a lot of posts on Facebook about. Well, first for me. It started with Paige Spiranak, the golfer.
Hey, Tim, we're having a great day here. Thank you.
Who is a smoking hot woman, and she knows it, and she plays it up. She plays it to the hilt.
Sure.
And I guess she's quit golfing, but she still posts her pictures. I mean, she has an amazing body, and she's not afraid to show it off. And she's posted pictures wearing virtually nothing. Mm-hmm. And then you've got actresses on the red carpet, as it were. And I see some of the outfits they're wearing, and there's like no bra and almost nothing connecting the two sides of their dress, and like half their boobs are showing. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah. Well, it's we've had this.
I don't even know what else to say about it. I mean, hey, it's no, and I mean, I'm sure it's empowering for the women who do it, but
well, I mean, we've had this discussion about the music business and how so many of these female music icons, people don't generally talk about their music first and foremost. They talk about what they look like and what they were wearing or what they're not wearing, and then the music is secondary. And that's kind of where I have a problem with some of these artists that people are worshiping. And you see them on stage, and it's all about, I mean, literally air humping, and twerking and wearing next to nothing. And it's like, could you imagine George Harrison coming out for the concert of Bangladesh in a thong and twerking?
Oh, but nobody wants to see that, including the women.
I mean, that's the same iconic level of star worship that we see. And it's like, why
it's really unfortunate that women still have to, even in this age of enlightenment that we're in, that women still have to be marketed that way. And some of them do embrace it and others don't, but they have no choice. I mean, if they want to continue to live the lifestyle, if they want to continue to achieve the fame.
Good one, guy.
Go, Gary. Come on.
Well, this is David and Mark all night tonight. So we appreciate everybody checking in with your comments. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a good time and be funny. Throw it,
Gary.
Yeah.
No, I do feel for any female celebrity performer, whether it be an actress or a singer, musician, whatever. that feels pressure that they have to emphasize their looks over their music, and that labels continue to force them to do that.
Well, yeah, and even
It's
those who
not
have
right.
risen to a certain level where you'd think they would get respect, have almost been forced to, if they're like larger, overweight, they've been forced to skinny up. Look, Adele went from what she was to very, very thin. What's that one American Idol? She's a talk show host, but she had gotten quite large. Yeah, and then she had to, in order to keep relevant, she had to drop the weight, which I don't know.
Well, at least in those cases, it's probably healthier that they did.
It is healthier, yes, it is.
So there was at least a side benefit to that. But yeah, anyone who has to be forced to change their appearance to showcase whatever their talents are, it's not right. Having said that, I can't say that I object to seeing the women wearing those things. I mean, it's eye poppable to say the least. But then you get a lot of backlash. Like, for example, I don't know if you see this on your Facebook, but there's a page called Celebrity Battles, and it pits one very attractive celebrity versus another one, and they show photos of each of them, and you're supposed to vote for which one you like better. You can imagine what some of the comments are, and you can imagine what some of the photos look like. I mean, it's these women dressed in virtually nothing. Again, which is funny because they all seem to have photos like that. But some women have complained, saying, it objectifies them, which it does. But on the other hand, I'll say to those women, hey, do a page yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and do a Ryan Gosling versus Ryan Reynolds and have women vote on that. Yeah. I'm sure you'll get plenty of response of women voting.
I know.
Hey, look, equal opportunity.
There was that movement
particularly wrong with it either.
There was that movement a number of years ago to get rid of all the football cheerleaders because all they were doing was just wearing next to nothing and dry humping the field for and they said that's just objectifying women. And I guess it got close to being like, let's not do the cheerleaders anymore, but then it kind of faded away. And now they're all just they've doubled up on the cheerleaders. Even I think they've added more and they've added less.
What do you think of that old chestnut that it's usually the women who aren't attractive enough to be objectified that way that complain the most?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of truth to that.
It's still probably true.
There's a lot of truth to that. You don't really see like beautiful women who maybe aren't that bright complaining that the only doctors out there are not, super wearing nothing women. They're not going. It's not the opposite complaint of like, hey, why can't I do that?
Well, I mean, if they did that, the patient's blood pressure would go through the roof, and the readings would be inaccurate. So that wouldn't be good. Not that I'd be complaining, mind you.
Don't quote us. We're not experts on this subject. We're just talking about material issues. But it's real. It's that's the way.
One of my cardiologist assistant was this really beautiful woman. I wish she was still there, but she's not. But she was never wearing next to nothing.
Well, I mean, I told you about, and it's public knowledge for the most part. I told you about my experience with the kidney surgery and the stents up through the wahoo, and when I had to go get them removed, I had to just take the first available urologist that could remove that for me live and in person. And in walked probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen on the planet, was the urologist to remove this. And, that was a stunner to say the least. Didn't matter to me. I had to get that stent out. I didn't care who it was walking in. It could have been
at that point. Yeah. When you're in that kind of situation,
could have been Miss April 2002, with nothing on, but it's like, just get it out. Cause she looked at me and she was smiling, and I was just like, I don't care who you are, what you are, you're the doctor, You're the expert. Do it. So, but yeah.
Anyway, this all sort of dovetails with something that we were talking about before we went on the air about Taylor Swift and all the backlash she's been receiving for, the whatever stations are carrying the Chief games, constantly showing her jumping up and down in her private booth with her posse.
Yeah.
Every time her boyfriend Travis Kelce
touch the ball,
gets a touchdown, or even makes a good catch for that matter,
or even if he drops the ball, they show her. I'm telling you, I could care less about Taylor Swift. I don't listen to her music. I don't have an opinion. That's a different generation. It is what it is.
Sure.
But every single time Kelce's involved in a play, whether he's just blocking somebody, they tend to go right to Taylor Swift's private luxury booth and watch her jump up and down and gasp and hold her friends. And that just, to me, it's not necessary. I mean, obviously her whole team is in the marketing saying we need Taylor Swift to be on TV at minimum 24 times. We're paying for this, whatever. I'm sure there's things behind the scenes we do not know about.
Well, I mean, on a basic level, it's clearly good for marketing. I mean,
sure it is. Yeah,
I'm sure CBS, NBC, whatever channel shows Chiefs games are getting a hell of a lot more people watching because they're going to see her. Travis Kelce jerseys went through the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. She has nothing to do with the game. That's the point. One of my Facebook friends, who shall remain nameless, who has a big chip on her shoulder about misogyny, and in many cases her complaints are very legitimate, but she said something like, what's with the backlash against Taylor Swift? When Jack Nicholson and Spike Lee are at games, nobody complains when they're shown all the time. And what else did she? I forgot what else she said, but she made it seem like if it was a man in there rather than her, that she wouldn't be getting the backlash. Well, my response to her, which I have to say she didn't respond to, was, I watched all those Lakers games back in the 80s when they were showing Jack Nicholson and other celebrities. They also showed Diane Cannon quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And no one complained about that either. You know why? Because they were there as fans.
Right.
They were at the games because they loved the Lakers. Taylor Swift, I don't know what kind of a football fan she is, but there's been no indication that she's a football fan of any stripe. She's obviously a fan of her boyfriend, which is nice. I think she really loves the guy, which is great. But I said to this woman, if Justin Bieber was in there, it was in the stands. If he had a girlfriend who was a female athlete, and every time she made a good play, they showed him, and he's up there jumping up and down with his posse, he'd be getting the same kind of backlash.
Oh, I absolutely believe that.
1 billion% he would. And I use Justin Bieber. I use Justin Bieber because he's probably the closest comparison to Taylor Swift, male to female. I mean, granted, he's not nearly as famous as she has become. He hasn't achieved what she has. And every bit of fame she's gotten, she deserves, and I admire the hell out of her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the backlash isn't because she's a woman. I think it's because she's not necessarily a football fan, and they're just showing she has nothing to do with the game. Like I said, Diane Cannon never got any grief whatsoever. For them showing, and they showed her a lot. They showed her as much as they did Jack Nicholson or Spike Lee at the Knicks games. And she never got it. It's got nothing to do with her being a woman.
But I'll also be honest with you. Anytime there's the big games, the Super Bowl or the NBA final or whatever it may be,
we're gonna have to pay for saying Super Bowl. You can only say the big game.
Can we go back and edit that?
Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
the Super Bowl. Every time they break away and just start showing celebrities in their luxury, things, seating that they've been given by whoever or whatnot, that annoys me no matter who it is. because I don't care what celebrity is in the crowd, surrounded by his posse. Show me the game. Show me back in the day, you went to commentators, whatnot. Now they've got all these sideline reporters that have never played the game. I'm not going to mention names, but they're there because they're who they are. And that annoys me more than anything. It's just a breakaway to people that have nothing to do with the actual game. The problem with Taylor is that it's overkill. It's every 3 minutes or every play that Travis makes there.
Well, he's a good player. So yeah,
I know that's
you're going to see him a lot. You're going to see him making a lot of good plays, and ergo her.
But they've said it's great for the NFL. You've got 10 million more people tuning in that probably would not have.
There's actually a theory that the NFL paid her to come to the game. Like, she needs the money.
Conspiracy theories.
I don't think she's going to show up to games because the NFL pays. She's there because she loves her husband.
I just love all the.
She loves her boyfriend.
Memes and things. That the Onion stuff was killing me. It was just so funny.
With stuff.
The Onion, the interview, the Onion interview with Travis and Taylor. Oh, it was so funny. Travis, how do you like Kansas City? He goes, I don't think I've ever actually been there. I think it's okay.
I think that's objectifying a male and
yes, it is
making them look stupid. How dare they?
When is the Super Bowl? Is that Sunday?
I guess, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love. How about that? That's a good point, DC. How about when they're now interviewing?
Oh, during the game. Yeah.
During the game, yeah. They're like,
you can tell none of them really want to be part of it.
No, they don't. I guess they have to. It's probably
they do have
mandated, but
mandated that they do. What do you think of the interviews of the outfielders while they're playing the game?
That should be. I would love that. I would love to have somebody, a wireless mic, who's running alongside an outfielder making a catch, saying, "I think he's got a great catch. How was that? How'd you feel about that catch?"
No, they're already doing it, Mark. You haven't seen it. They're already interviewing guys when they're out in the field during the game. As the game is actually happening, they're interviewing guys.
Unreal.
And they're taking part in it. They actually seem to enjoy it, unlike the managers or football coaches during halftime who are waiting to run in and talk to their players, and they've got some reporter asking them questions. They don't like it. But the guys out in the field during ball games, they do like it.
I want microphone and headset inside the quarterback's helmet, and random fans can actually ask a question while he was live in the huddle. Hey Patrick, what's your favorite thing for dinner? And he's actually calling a play, and he has to stop and say, you know what, I'm always like a good steak with broccoli. And then
you know what though, as AI continues to develop, we're going to get closer and closer to that. Eventually, there may not even be real people left. It may just be the whole world may be AI. And at that point, you'll be able to do whatever you want.
Oh, I know.
At any time you want.
Have you ever had the virtual reality goggles?
I've never done that.
Couple years ago, I forget, was it Samsung or something? I had one of the early models. And you hook it up to your cell phone, and you could actually sit live courtside for a Lakers game. They had a camera right there, and you could turn and watch everything happening live courtside, which was pretty darn cool. Gave me a headache, made me a little nauseous.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it was kind of neat to get that perspective that under most circumstances, none of us are going to be courtside, for that kind of thing. That's kind of cool. I
wonder how I would like that, because simulated motion generally makes me really physically ill.
Yeah, well, no, it was a little weird. It gave me headaches. But I think as technology gets better, I see the brand new. They're talking the new Apple something or other. It's like that. But you can be watching essentially a large screen TV image in front of you of anything, any show you want, and then you can turn and scroll through your Facebook or your Instagram, or you could do everything just right there inside this virtual world, as clear as if you were sitting in your living room. But I think if the movement works with everything, you could kind of lose yourself in it. And that's coming. Those days are coming.
No doubt about it. If it's okay,
I just want self-driving cars. I just want to be able to put the GPS in and then take a nap.
All right. If it's okay, let's shift to IPO and music stuff here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to report that IPO Liverpool is just about booked.
Wow.
And we've got tons of bands coming in from outside of the UK this year, a bigger percentage than ever. So keep my fingers crossed that several of them don't have to drop out for one reason or another. But it looks really, really good. IPO Chicago is just about full. I posted something on Facebook today saying I was looking for bands from outside of Chicago, and I got about 4 or 5 of them already. So I'm almost full there, which is really good news. IPO Chicago is April 19th through 27th, once again at Montrose Saloon. Big shout out to Eric Cheel and everyone at Montrose for having us back. We really love it there. IPO Liverpool, May 26th through June 2nd. At the Cavern Club and Cavern Pub, our 20th year.
Oh, wow.
Doing IPO in Liverpool. And I'm going to contact the press, and hopefully they can cover it to celebrate year number 20.
I think they're going to be putting a bronze statue of you out next to John Lennon out there on Matthew Street.
Obviously, that's a ridiculous notion, but man, would I be honored?
Actually, what I hear is it's going to be a bronze bowler hat that they're going to put on top of the Lennon statue.
They should do that. Yeah. Well, what I would really love to see is IPO's name on the Cavern Wall of Fame.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool, and that may even be doable. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely doable if the owner says he wants to do it.
Yeah.
But the names up there are all of artists, so it would be. I believe so. It would be. They'd have to make an exception, and I don't know if they would or not. But I would certainly be honored if they did.
Even something. Even if it's adjacent.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. All I know is I'm really looking forward to it. I got some stuff to play, a couple of new releases. Here's something from a band I think they're from Isle of Wight. I'm not entirely sure. They're called Cassie, and actually now they're going by Cassie 23. And they've got this new album, vinyl only, although we're trying to get a CD done. I say we because I'm helping them out. Back in the Band, it's called, and that title is apropos because these guys and gal were around in the 80s for a while, and now they're back, and really, really good stuff. I mean, if you like the Primitives or Darling Buds, I think you'll hear some similarities. Here's a track called Back in the Band by Cassie on their new album. Good volume.
cool track.
Yeah, pretty cool. And the album is filled with tracks like that. Like I said, we're trying to market. We're trying to get a CD out. The label only does vinyl. Obviously, if you're fine with vinyl, you should pick this up. It's on White Vinyl Records. That's WIGHT, like Isle of.
Yeah.
So check this out. They're going to be playing. They're going to be playing IPO Liverpool.
What's the back cover look like? It's a color picture? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
There it is.
Looks like the guy from Midnight Oil and Clem Burke.
Kinda. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that.
And most people think that's a female lead singer. It's not. It's not. I've got a picture of the lead singer right here. Look.
Oh wow. Man, I'd fuck that guy. In fact, I have many times.
Ooh, that's impressive.
Well, all right. All right. Let me rephrase that. I've given him a lot of hand jobs. How's that?
Oh, it's funny. Oh, good stuff. That's a good album though. That's it. That's a good one. Yeah. Only on vinyl right now, you said, right?
Only on vinyl at the moment. Hopefully that changes. We'll see what happens. Another band, a band from Austin called Gentlemen Rogues, have a new album. They played IPO in Austin and actually also came out to Liverpool one year to play, which really pleasantly surprised me. I didn't think they would come all the way out there, but they did. They have a new album right here. It's called Surface Noise. And they're a really cool indie pop, power pop band. And I was very glad to find out that they have a new album. I think it's only vinyl as well, but I could be wrong. Maybe their plans for CD. But anyway, here's a track from it called, what is it called? I didn't. Let's see if I can find the title
and see who can come up with the title first.
Let me look here. I didn't make the correction on where's the properties. Okay, here we go. Involuntary solid. Oh, involuntary solitary. All right.
Involuntary
solitary. And here they are, Gentlemen Rogues.
But be infected with your affection. I wanna be infected. I wanna be infected. I wanna be infected with your affection.
I was laughing over the lyric, I don't need no antibodies.
Oh, I thought some comment came in that was rude and you didn't.
No, I know you were looking for it, but I was just laughing over, I don't need no antibodies.
One thing I love about that song definitely harkens back to like IPO's beginnings when there were a lot of bands who kind of had that Green Day influence happening, and that, you know, that sort of punky pop with hooks kind of thing. These guys are still pretty young, and it's nice to see a band doing that, and they've got a lot of energy live. I really enjoy them. Maybe I'll invite them to IPO Chicago, see if they can come up.
Yeah, cool.
But anyway, so the album is called, again, Surface Noise, vinyl only at the moment. That seems to be, I mean, especially the younger bands, that seems to be what they're doing.
I was just going to comment on that. You've held up 2 bands now where it looks like it's a vinyl only release. There's no CD. Obviously, you could probably download digitally or listen.
Yeah, you can.
But
you always can.
Right there's a little bit of a trend. You know, vinyl being the only physical thing people are putting out.
And what's amazing is it's always so expensive. I mean, it's expensive to make, and people are selling their vinyl for $20 or more, sometimes over 30. And you know, if you buy reissues of established artists, you're definitely talking at least $30, and people are paying it.
And the thing is, you know, with CDs, you could do CDs very cheaply.
Yeah,
you could repress in a fairly quick turnaround time.
Absolutely.
Vinyl is not cheap to manufacture, produce, and put it together, and it is not quick to turn around if you need more. So if you're a band, let's say you press 250 copies, you know, you can sell it for $20 a shot, $25 a shot, make your money back, make a little bit of money, but you know, it's not, you can sell that out quickly. You're not going to get that replaced fast. You know, it could be 3 months until you get a new shipment, you know.
No, but it's amazing. I speak with so many bands about this, and so many of them are telling me nobody buys CDs anymore. We can't sell them at our merch table. You know, but a lot of times it's their older record, which people may already have, or they don't want to buy older stuff. I don't know. But you know, I always tell them, look, just print 50 of them. You got to be, and if you can't sell them at your merch table, you know, places like Cool Cat or Jam, you know, they'll sell 50 copies for you.
Yeah, but there's not that many places. Even I mean, CD Baby stopped selling CDs. Yeah. I mean, that's huge.
That was a big one. Yeah,
it's just and when you have a place like that,
it's worth pressing. It's worth pressing 50.
I mean, CDs are going to start being the niche market like vinyl was, you know, and it'll flip flop.
People. I remember the head of Amoeba Music, which is the biggest record store out in California, said that he feels that the trend will reverse, and eventually CDs are going to make a comeback. He may be saying that because he just wants to sell out of the CDs he's carrying now. Get rid of them. But but he, you know, look, nobody thought vinyl would ever make that kind of comeback, and here we are.
But you know what? But the CD has not disappeared yet, like vinyl virtually did. Vinyl virtually disappeared for a while, you know, and then started to make a comeback. So the CDs have yet to disappear completely in order to make a comeback. So
that's true. Well, I mean, they disappeared in some sense. I mean, no, they haven't disappeared, but there are a lot of bands who aren't doing them.
Yeah,
just like there were a lot of bands who weren't doing vinyl.
Well, it's getting there, though.
But it never really disappeared. Especially in the UK, they were pressing vinyl into the early 2000s.
Yeah, but it wasn't in the zeitgeist. It wasn't, you know.
No, you're right. And CDs aren't in the zeitgeist now. Maybe in the power pop zeitgeist, but nowhere outside of it. Anyway, here's an album that I believe is coming out on CD, but is out on vinyl currently. And speaking of a guy who was around when vinyl was not happening, you may remember Eric Vakes from St. Louis. He had a really great pop album in the mid 90s, and he's back with a band called the Ghosters, and the album is called It Means Nothing Now, and it's on Hanky Panky Records, which is a great label out of Spain.
Nice.
But I believe, I don't know which label is doing the CDs. I don't think it's Hanky Panky because I don't think they do them. But according to Eric, there will be CDs of this available. Anyway, he hasn't lost his touch one bit. This is awesome power pop. And so I tried to get them to come to IPO Chicago, but the band is located in Spain and Eric is still in St. Louis. So they must have done this virtually. But anyway, it really worked. And here's a song from the album called It Means Nothing Now. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of a...
It's just the waves building up.
Here we come. Yeah.
Over the sea line into the breakers, we started to roll. Water below flowing fast. Out of the fear comes something much greater. I'm feeling, you know, loneliness starting to pass. The party that's been pulling at your heart won't pull it apart. It won't even start. Into the field from out of the silver, we're starting to feel the sun pouring down on our backs. If we can steal enough of this moment and what it reveals, the mystery starts to unmask. The feeling that's been furrowing your brow, it means nothing now. It means nothing now. The fire
Great bird seeing.
Little teenage fan club going on now.
feeling that's been furrowing your brow. It means nothing now. It means nothing now. The fire is starting to grow. Over the sea line into the breakers, you started to roll. The water below flowing fast. Out of the fear comes something much greater. A feeling you know, but loneliness already passed. The party that's been pulling at your heart, that's been pulling at your heart, won't pull it apart, won't even start.
Boy, I really like that. You know who it actually reminds me of? It came to me about halfway through the song. That reminds me of the debut album of Feet of Clay. Remember Feet of Clay?
Oh yeah, Feet of Clay actually played the first IPO LA. They were
Ralph
great.
Bruner, 1992. They became very good friends of mine, and that's one of my favorite albums of all time. The first Feet of Clay. So that's what it reminded. I was like halfway through, I was like, oh my gosh, that's very Feet of Clay. Like, yeah.
I have to listen to the album again to see if I agree, but I remember I really did love those guys. They
were fantastic.
Excellent Midwest band. I'm trying to remember where they were from, but somewhere in the Midwest.
Chicago. They were Chicago.
That's right. I guess they did play IPO Chicago once also, but
yeah, they were on one of the Klaatu tribute CDs we did. But,
were they? Oh wow.
Okay. They're a great band, but that's what they reminded me of. That kind of that jangly descending riff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Hawks first out. Boy, I love that album so much.
Good stuff.
Good on Bruce Brodeen to release all those demos and unreleased Hawks tracks. So I guess which were slated for a third album that they never did get, unfortunately. Wow. But yeah, that I'm Facebook friends with Dave Steen from the Hawks and from Hawks, I should say. And boy, would I love a reunion of that band. Oh my God. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. Those harmonies are definitely similar.
You mentioned Bruce Brodeen, and for some reason, what popped into my head, and I've just failed to mention this, our love of Artful Dodger. We talked to Bruce about Artful Dodger. I read recently that Billy Palicelli of Artful Dodger is in remission of stage 4 lung cancer. It's
that's wonderful news.
He's kind of winning the battle right now. So, good on you, Billy. That's fantastic. That's great news.
Best of luck for sure.
That's good to read. Good to read.
All right, so I have one more new release, and then I'll talk about a couple of reissues. Thanks to Dennis Pylon, my buddy from Toronto, who has a column called Pop Rock Record. And he reviewed this album by this band from France called Used. And it's the album is called Sensationalized. And it's a double album of new songs.
Very cool cover.
Yeah, very cool cover. The band is led by a couple of brothers who look like they could be twins, but I don't think they are. Anyway, really love this band. And I'm happy to say they will be playing IPO Liverpool coming up from France to do that. Here's a track from the album Sensationalize by Used. It's called I Don't Care.
I don't care what they say or do. I don't care what they say or do. I don't care what they say. Who are gonna make it through? Careful what you say and what you're doing. Everybody keeps an eye on you. And even when you whisper, someone's listening to you. I can keep on cool, I'm in a lockdown. Wanna cast a rage and fears aside. But I got to keep moving. Everybody keeps a secret deep inside. I don't care what they say or do. I don't care what they say or do. I don't care what they say. Who are gonna make it through? I'm an actor playing in a freak show.
Yeah, very cool. A few other. I mean, this album is a double CD. Not every song is power pop like that. Some are more on the ballad side, and when they harmonize, you can hear a lot of Rembrandt's influence going on.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
they look like they're in their late 20s, and maybe they are, but they've got several albums from several previous albums, I should say. So if you like this band, you can find their stuff on Spotify, and it's all still for sale from their website. So
Nice.
again, they're called Used, USED. They're from France. Really good stuff, and I can't wait to see them in Liverpool.
Cool.
Let's see what we got along the reissue. This will interest a lot of people here. And the next two I'm going to show you, I don't think they're out yet, but I got my pipelines. On Cherry Red,
Oh, yeah.
New Guitars in Town, Power Pop 1978 to 82. It's all UK power pop. And obviously a lot of big names on here and a lot of smaller names. Just a great collection of, what you would call power pop, punk pop, new wave, all of that great stuff. Surprising that Pump It Up is on here, that they were able to license that. But
Yeah.
here it is.
Doesn't that have the records version of Rock and Roll Love Letter on there?
It does indeed.
And
They do such a good version of that.
yeah, love their version.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of cool bands that some people don't know, like the Donkeys, Salford Jets, Toys, the Cartoons, the Covers, along with people you do know. Just about anyone you can think of that was part of that part of that scene in the UK is on here. 3 discs.
Wow.
How many tracks here? It looks like does it say it up front? 75.
75
tracks, 75 bands. So yeah, nobody's duplicated. Full disclosure, I bought it on Dusty Groove, who for whatever reason, and I've said this before, I know, I don't know how they do it, but they're able to get Cherry Red and associated labels releases as much as 2, maybe even 3 weeks before they're even available on the Cherry Red site.
They've got a pipeline.
They have an amazing pipeline, and I don't know, but I'm not complaining, mind you. Another one that was part of that batch was Patterns on the Window, the British progressive pop sounds of 1974.
Oh yeah, nice.
And again, a lot of names on here, nestled with no names, and a lot of, in fact, a guest we had from John Poole from Starry Eyed and Laughing.
Nice.
Tony Poole, I'm sorry, from Starry Eyed and Laughing. So Starry Eyed and Laughing is on here. Brian Ferry, Sparks, Hello, Unicorn, The First Class for whatever reason, although not Beach Baby.
Not Beach Baby First Class.
The one thing about these comps, I think they're always great, but every now and then they throw something on that was a big hit that maybe doesn't fit the concept.
Yeah.
And there's one on here like that, and I'm trying to see. Well, Tell 'Em by Hello. I wouldn't exactly call that their version of Tell 'Em progressive pop, but what they mean, what I should say though, and they've explained this, what they mean by progressive doesn't mean prog. It means things that were a little bit ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And in that regard, a lot of what's on here, while it's not something you even call prog pop, it does apply.
Yeah.
But what's the one that's on here that I thought, what the heck is going on? I don't know, but I will say this. It's really, I mean, it's just great song after great song, and a lot of things you won't have heard before.
How many discs is that?
This is 3 discs. Also, it looks like it's 67 tracks. A few previously unreleased. Again, I got this on Dusty Groove. I don't know if the two. I know that when I bought them, the next day they were no longer on the site. So they probably ordered like 5 of them, and 5 people bought them immediately.
I know I've pre-ordered this stuff on Cherry Red, so it's just a waiting game.
Yeah, but definitely worth checking the Dusty Groove
Nice.
site out pretty
Yeah.
much every day because they always get new things in to see what's going on. And I talked about this box on Facebook, but I mean, if you're a 10cc fan, this is pretty much it. 10cc, 20 years, 1972 to 1992, which technically is 21 years, but we don't have to go there. Oh, it's out of stock right now. Well, you know what though? Tomorrow it might not be.
Yeah.
It usually takes I don't know, a week to 2 weeks to get replenished stock of cherry red stuff. So I would say just keep checking every day. You don't.
Yeah, and imagine the shipping though coming from the UK and a big box of stuff. That's got to be.
Well, with cherry red, yeah, I don't know. I mean, from Chicago, if you're in the U.S., the shipping isn't that bad. So
Yeah, but just think about like the big box coming from Cherry Red on a every third, fourth day basis to a Dusty Groove. That's that's a lot.
I don't think they make a hell. Their prices on this stuff is really good. So
no, the prices are great. Yeah,
probably don't make a hell of a lot of money on those things.
No.
Anyway, this I did not get from Cherry Red. I got this from. I actually bought this at Amoeba Music. They got it out on release date and ran over there to pick it up. Yeah, this is pretty much every 10cc album.
Nice.
And some of them are fairly hard to get on CD now. So it's 11 albums plus 2 discs of B-sides and things like that.
That's sweet.
Great liner notes. It's just something if you're a collector like I am. And some of their albums into the 80s, while they weren't necessarily consistently great, they all had some really cool tracks on them.
Yep.
So yeah, I would recommend it. 10cc fan. That goes without saying, I suppose.
Yeah.
So there you have what I wanted to show everyone this week.
Yeah. New stuff, and some reissues that look great, fantastic. So, I mean, that's all good information. All good information.
Yeah. Thank you.
And,
You want to do it? You want to do Stump the Bash, or do you have something else you want to talk?
No, we got something. We got something we can play. I just want to, I know we were kidding you around a bit. That's a good picture of you. We love it. Everybody loves it.
That was in 1986. I'd been overweight and pale for several years by that point.
That's a great album title. Overweight
and Pale. It is. And I was just sick of it. And in 1987, I decided I'm gonna lose the weight, and I'm gonna get darker. And I had tried to get tan in the past, and within a day I'd be red as a beet and in a lot of pain, and I just gave up. So I in the process of losing the weight. I was living in an apartment complex then that had a pool. So I would lie out by the pool. And at first I put sunblock on, but I still turned really, really red. And I was in a lot of pain. And I went to my sister's apartment, and she had gotten tan before. And she said, look, you're going to be in pain, but then it's going to start to peel. And underneath that peel, it's going to be brown. And she was right. It was. And then I just became a sun worshiper. And I was putting on, like, I forget what it was called, the copper tone or whatever brand it was, like some of the real powerful oil. I wasn't even using sunblock or anything. And it really helped. That photo was taken the following year in 1988 when I was still doing the sun worshiping and everything. And that was my peak for sure. Yeah. It was downhill all the way a couple of years after that. But
well, here's a photo of me probably from the exact same time period as what your photo was. I'll pop that up just to be fair.
Is that really you?
That's me in the band. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Look at the hair. Look at all that hair. Yeah. Good stuff. But that's about the same time period. So we all age a little bit. It is what it is. But did I tell you that story that the sound engineer from the club we used in LA told me? What's that?
He was in a band. He was in a metal band in New York. I had mentioned the club, one of the clubs we had used in New York. He said, "Oh yeah, my band used to play that place." He said one day the band was on stage, and they'd already pissed the owners off because they had brought all their entourage, brought all their alcohol, all their own alcohol. So the club was already really angry at them, and they're doing their set, and after one of the songs, suddenly 4 girls go up on stage and proceed to give them all blowjobs on stage. He said at that moment, security came in and said, "All right, everybody out." I said to him,
would that be a premature evacuation?
Yes. That great line from Reality Bites.
Reality Bites.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Although I asked him, were you able to finish? He said no. He said he was so shocked at what was going on that
gotta love it.
That. So your picture reminded me of that. I was thinking some woman must have come up to you on stage and done that.
Oh, we played everywhere, but we had 6 straight nights one time at a strip club. They wanted the band to rock and roll while the women took their clothes off and things. And I remember I was playing like that, and all of a sudden the drums completely stopped, and I turned around to see my drummer in a full naked embrace by a stripper, so he couldn't even play. Then they attempted that with me while I was singing. It was crazy. It was insane. But yeah, those were good days. Those were good days.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. But
yeah, festival organizers don't get that kind of. No, the ringmasters never get that kind of where they playing come to. Yeah. They should have been, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I know it's always your job to taste test the chips.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Look at this. This is Doritos grilled Longistinos.
What the hell is that?
Doritos grilled Longestino flavor, which is
what is a Longestino?
Well, Longestino is like a cross between a shrimp and a lobster.
Oh,
Longestino. So, boy, I can't even get this bag open.
I don't think I would.
Oh, that's a shrimp smell for you mixed with a Dorito.
I don't think I would be going for that one myself, but
all right, it doesn't appear to be anything out of the ordinary. It definitely smells like a shrimp.
Well, too spicy for you to even speak?
No. It's a Dorito. You know what Doritos taste like, everybody. The classic Doritos. Imagine like a steamed shrimp with cocktail sauce on your Dorito. That's what it tastes like.
So do you approve, or?
It's really good, but it's so freaking strange. It's like, you look at a Dorito. It looks like a Dorito. It's a Dorito. I mean, it is a Dorito.
It does look like one.
But it tastes like a shrimp.
Is this an Asian flavor or
Yeah. This comes out of Japan. There's a website called Bussin' Snacks where you can get we've talked about.
I got that on Facebook. Yeah.
So that's the shrimp one. I just got 3 bags here. This came from the same company. Sun Chips. Sun Chips are very good.
Indeed, yes.
This one is garlic baguette. Garlic baguette Sun Chips.
Okay.
But boy, these Asian companies, they make these bags like they're going to be nuclear proof. You can't even get into them. Here we go. They do look like Sun Chips. Let me find one that looks like a whole chip. There we go. Garlic baguette. Sun Chips. Oh, holy cow, they're good.
Wow.
It's a classic sun chip with just a tint of garlic, a little, not enough to have a hard conversation with somebody face to face, but they're good.
I am not a garlic person.
I love, I love garlic.
Everybody else is. So,
and of course, this one will be your favorite. Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, yeah. I think I may have seen those out here actually. But.
These are Pringles Philly cheesesteak flavored. Nothing half full about this can is what it advertising the logo says. So let's see what we got. Of course, you gotta love a good Philly cheesesteak. However, I just had a cheesesteak the other day from a good friend of mine brought me a cheesesteak from Donkey's Place in Camden, which was Anthony Bourdain's favorite place to get a cheesesteak.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow. My God, that smells like a cheesesteak. It really does. Classic Pringles. Classic Pringles. Philly cheesesteak. Let's go. Oh.
I'm going to try to find something here. Hold on.
You go find something while I have another Philly cheesesteak Pringle. Boy, these are really good. I mean, it's got the cheesesteak flavor with the sauteed onions. Wow. I'll tell you, you go to these sites, foreign countries, all their versions of snacks are incredible. They come up with the craziest flavors, and they're popular. Oh, my gosh.
Wow. I did find what I was hoping to.
I knew I was going to make you hungry.
I finished these, but I'll be getting more. Doritos Dynamita sticks, I guess.
Dynamita.
Like Dynamita. Yeah, you're right. Dynamita sticks. Tangy, fiery lime.
Nice.
These are sticks. They're not chips, but man, are they good.
Did you get these online via?
No, I found them at 7-Eleven.
Eddie, it's like Bussin' Snacks is where I found them. BUSSIN SNACKS, Bussin' Snacks. But all you gotta do is look up like imported Asian snacks or chips or things, and you'll find a couple different companies that bring all this stuff in. And there's just you'll lose yourself. It's an amazing amount of stuff. The flavors are incredible.
Anyway, I found these at a local 7-Eleven. Dynamita sticks.
Wow.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, we get the Hispanic versions of a lot of the Doritos out here, and this is one of them. And yeah, I love lime and I love spice. So I'll
tell you what,
this was right up my wheelhouse.
There was a time when I was so addicted to just the Doritos. When Doritos first came out and it was just the Doritos, the one flavor, man, I couldn't get enough of those things.
Yeah.
That's probably why I looked like I did back then and then ended up looking like this.
Yeah, the metabolism ain't what it used to be.
It ain't what it used to be. Metabolism. Well, anyway, listen, we've got some pretty cool things that we can try to stump David with right now. But of course, I've got to get the picture up, and I don't even know where our theme song is. But let's play our theme song.
Stump the bash, stump the bash, stump the bash, stump the bash.
All right, stump the bash. I can't get the picture down because it's stuck up there. There we go. Listen. Normally we play it one way. Tonight we're playing it a little different. There's a total available, 10 questions, a total point total of 30 points is available. What shall we say? Shall we say you have to get 22 out of 30 in order not to be stumped in this new version? I think 22 would be a pretty good number. You're allowed to get 8 wrong.
I have no idea exactly what these questions.
Neither do I, but here's how it's going to work. This is from the year. Releases from the year 1972. It's your wheelhouse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the album title. For 1 point, you tell me who the artist is that released that album with that title. And then for 2 additional points, you have to name 2 of the singles, the released singles from the album. Some albums have more than 2 singles. If you can just give me 2, That's all you got to do. Some albums only had 2 singles released from, so you got to get both of them. So you have a 3-point total per question, 30 points total. You need 22 out of 30 to not be stumped in this brand new version of Baffle the Bash. So here we go. From 1972, If I Tell You, the album title is Never a Dull Moment. Who's the artist?
The artist would be Rod Stewart.
There's 1 point right away. See how easy this game is? There were 3 singles released from that album. Name 2 of them.
Well, I obviously know You Wear It Well.
And you can only tell me 2. You can't keep guessing. You have to give me 2 guesses. So, you know what I mean? You can't say, well, let's just go with this or this. Yeah, the first 2 things you say.
No, right.
Go
I
ahead.
got it. Well, You Wear It Well is one of them.
All right, that's 1 point. You got that correct.
And now I have to remember what else was a single. Now I have to remember the songs on the album.
Interesting little shift on Baffle the Bash here. Wow.
Oh, shoot. Los Paraguayas?
No, you did not get the second one correct. The other 2 singles from Never a Dull Moment were Angel
Oh, Christ.
and Twistin' the Night Away.
Could have known Angel because I did hear that on American Top 40.
You got 2 out of the 3 points, though. So see, you're right in the wheelhouse average. All right. So if I told you this album title from 1972 was Seventh Sojourn,
I would say it was 3 Dog Night.
you would be incorrect.
Oh, Seventh Sojourn. Can I say it again?
No, you lost that point.
Oh, come on. I
have to tell you who it is. You said
I know who it is.
Well, you can tell me, but you don't get the point.
It's a freaking Moody Blues.
Yes, it is. Now, there were only 2 singles from the Seventh Sojourn. Can you name the singles for those points?
Well,
Yes, Joseph B. It was the Moody Blues.
Oh God, I really. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band,
That's 1 point. Yes, indeed.
and For My Lady.
That would not be correct. So you got 1 out of the 3 possible points. The second single from Seventh Sojourn was Isn't Life Strange?
Okay,
You spoke too fast on 3 Dog Night.
you really did.
Oh, all right. Well, right now you're
and
3
it is 70. It is from 72. So hopefully that's one of the other.
Yeah, you got 3 out of you're 3 for 6 right now. So you're still
Good.
you're still there though. All right. So if I tell you this album title from 1972 was Talking Book.
Well, I don't want to go so fast, but the artist is Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder would be 1 point. That is correct. He released 2 singles from that album. What were the 2 singles?
Well, I think one is Superwoman.
Superwoman would be not correct.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, all right. Superstition.
Superstition. You get 1 point for that. I can't allow you to guess the next one because you've already guessed twice. But You Are the Sunshine of My Life was the
Oh, is
other
that on top?
single.
Oh,
Yeah. You're currently 5 out of 9. You're catching. You're catching it. You're all right. We're only on number 4.
close to 22.
This one's going to be an easy one for you. This is 3 for 3. If I told you this album title was Honky Chateau,
That would be Elton John.
there's 1 point. Now, there were 2 singles from Honky Chateau. Name the singles for 2 more points.
Well, Rocket Man and Honky Cat.
There you go. You were 3 for 3 right there. The album Honky Chateau, Elton John with the 2 singles, Rocket Man and Honky Cat. You are 8 for 12. You're coming back. You're coming back. Here we go. Question number 5. We're halfway through. If I tell you the album name is Moods. Moods.
Oh, I believe that's Neil Diamond.
That is Neil Diamond for 1 point, and they did release 2 singles from that album, Moods. What were the singles?
Well, it's 72, so I'm going to guess Wait, let me just make sure I have the right.
Yeah, make sure before you say anything. Got to make sure.
Song Sung Blue
Song Sung Blue would be 1 point. Yes.
and Play Me.
Look at that. 3 for 3 on Neil Diamond Moods with Song Sung Blue and Play
Walk
Me.
on Water is on the following album, I guess.
Yep.
That was a single. Okay.
Well, there you go. You're 11 for 15 right now, halfway through. So
Need a few more 3-pointers.
you need a few more 3-pointers, but this is 1972. This is your wheelhouse.
No, I don't necessarily have all the albums, but okay.
If I told you the album title was Transformer,
I would tell you that the artist is Lou Reed.
Lou Reed for 1 point. Now, there were 3 singles released from this album. You only have to give me 2, but you can take 3 guesses, you know.
Oh, I can? Oh.
Yeah, because there were 3 singles.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, Walk on the Wild Side, of course.
Walk on the Wild Side for 1 point. I just need one of the next 2.
Satellite of Love.
There we go. 3 for 3.
What was the other one?
Vicious.
That would have been my other guess if I had it. So
Lou Reed.
I can't get 3 points to make up for. No, okay.
Nope. You can't get 3 points, but you went 3 for 3 on Transformer by Lou Reed, Walk on the Wild Side, Satellite of Love, and Vicious. Here we go. Number 7.
How
If I
many
told
points do I have now?
you are 14 for 18.
All right, so there's 12 points left, and I have to get 8 of them. All right.
You're in good shape. You're in good shape.
Eh,
If I told you the album title was Back to Front.
oh, shit.
Back
I would
to
say I freaking forgot.
All I can
Oh,
smell,
no, I remember now.
all I can
Gilbert-
smell are shrimp flavored Doritos over here to my left.
It's a guest we had on Material Issues, Gilbert O'Sullivan.
That's why I picked it. Gilbert O'Sullivan, Back to Front is correct. And there were 2 singles from that album. Give me the 2 singles.
Oh, man, I just ran over one of my records.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, that's the one I like too. You might as well just send it to me because it's already broken.
No, I don't think the record's broken, but I got to be
I'll
careful.
tell Dave the New York Goes EP has been reissued on Breakout Records.
Oh, wow. Great.
Nice. Thank you, Joe.
We had New York Goes on at IPO New York a bunch of years ago, I think at Kenny's Castaways. Great show they put on. All right, so the 2 singles.
Yep, 2 singles for Back to Front, Gilbert O'Sullivan. You've already scored the point there.
One was the very pervy Claire.
Claire will give you a point. What was the second
I
single?
believe it was Out of the Question.
Boy, you got it. 3 for 3, right in the wheelhouse. Back to Front, Gilbert O'Sullivan with Claire and Out of the Question. 3 more songs to go. You're sitting at 17 points, so you only need 5 points in 3 more tracks there. So you're in good shape. If I told you, and this one has so many singles, you could just take stabs all over the place with this one. The album title was A Song for You.
Oh, well, there were 2 groups who had that album title, but I think one of them was not from 72. So I'll have to say the Carpenters.
The Carpenters is correct, and they did release 6 singles
Yikes.
from this album. So you've got all kinds of room to play here.
So I actually have 6 guesses.
You can have 6 guesses. You only need to get two singles.
Okay, well, I believe Hurting Each Other would be one of them.
There's a point right there.
And how about I Won't Last a Day Without You?
That was another one. Yes, that's a 3 for 3 on the Carpenters, A Song for You. Bless the Beasts and the Children.
Oh, what a great song.
It's going to take some time. Also a great song.
Yep.
Well, Goodbye to Love. Classic.
There's nothing like that guitar, that 2 minutes near the end of that guitar, that Tony Peluso guitar solo with Karen's voice wrapped. That is like, that might be, if I had to pick like a segment of a song that was my favorite of all time, that one would certainly be in my top 5.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh my God. The rest of the song is good too, but that just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else was a single?
Then the last one, which for whatever reason, it takes me right back to 1972, but Top of the World
Oh, is that on that album?
That
Wow.
was on that album was packed
It really was.
with top singles. Just
Holy
amazing
crap.
album. A Song for You by the Carpenters with 6 great singles on it. All right. That was number 8. Here we go. Number 9. If I Told You. Exile on Main Street.
I would have to say the Stoling Rolls.
The Stoling Rollins is how
Stoling
you
Rolls.
it's actually pronounced that way in the UK. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
The Rolling
And they
Stones.
did release 2 singles. What were the 2 singles from Exile on Main Street?
Those would be Tumbling Dice and Happy.
You got it, and you got it. All right, man. You have one to
Apparently,
go.
Nils Lofgren, when he did his cover of Happy, thought the lyrics were never kept a daughter past sunset, always had a heart in my pants. And it's really never kept a dollar past sunset, always had a hole in my pants. Now, Mick is sometimes hard to understand, but I don't know how Nils came up with. I really don't.
That's a lot of years of too loud music.
But you have to, of course, with the Stones, you never know how in the world they got I laid a divorcee in New York City past the censors. I mean, I have always, if I ever meet Mick Jagger, I would love to know if he has any idea how that happened, because
I'll tell you, probably the reason is the way I always heard the lyric in my head was I played a divorcee in New York City.
Really? You heard? Well, it's funny because the sheet music, I've seen sheet music of it that says I played, and I thought, how in the...
Oh, that's the way I've always heard it. I played a divorcee in New York City. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that is the lyric. No, it can't be. It's got. I mean, if you listen to the next few lyrics, it's got to be laid.
No, that's probably how the
somebody at London/Decca must have paid off all the radio stations to say, "Hey, it's played, and we're gonna pay to have this air." It worked. It went to number 1. So
yes, it did. Yeah. Well, the good news is you're sitting at 23 points. We did not baffle the bash on tonight's episode, but we do have one more left to see if you can take this even further. If I told you the album title was Can't Buy a Thrill,
I would have to say it's the Dildo, Steely Dan.
I'll give it to you right there. Steely Dan. And of course, 2 great singles from that album were
Do It Again and Reelin' in the Years.
There we go. 26 out of 30 points for David Bash.
But neither of those songs are my favorite on it, even though I love them both.
Oh, neither one of them.
My favorite was the one that was his name David Palmer sang, Dirty Work.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a beautiful song.
Great song. All right. Hey, real quick. Here's a word scramble. 10 seconds. Tell me who this artist is. Your name's all scrambled up. Who is it? Who is it?
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Ah,
Wasn't expecting that.
tell me who this artist is. Here we go.
Oh, we're doing more? Cotton Mather.
Cotton Mather.
I don't know how I got that. How many of these are we doing? My brain can't handle this.
Let's do 3 more. All right. Tell me who this is. If you get this one.
Oh, jeez.
Roof Fatcom.
Oh, my God.
You don't know it. Here we go.
I do not.
Photo Maker.
All right. I'm sure there are people out there who do this a lot better than I do. But
This is all just for people watching to have some fun. Here we go. Plicore. That's Rockpile. And finally, the Stop on Jeans.
well, I can get the first word. The Sponge Tones?
The Sponge Tones. Very good.
Well, starting it with the same letter.
I tried to give you a little hint there, whatever. But there we go. Well, we did not baffle the bash. We learned some great singles from 1970.
Yeah, I mean, when it started, I thought, oh, this isn't going to be that easy. But then once I got three, I kept getting three. So
yeah, I could have. Obviously I could have. I could have gone with some more obscure album titles.
Or you could have gone with things outside of my bailiwick. And
I could have done that. Maybe we'll do that someday in the future. But
stuck a Miles Davis album in there. I don't think I would have done, or a
Hugo Montenegro.
Yeah. Or Tom T. Hall or something. Well, I do know one of his singles. So.
That's kind of interesting though, because like you'll maybe you might know the album, but maybe you know one big single, but the second single could have been really obscure and never charted that much.
Screwed up with Stevie Wonder. I guess I'm trying to remember the album before Talking Book, but I guess that's what Superwoman was on.
Ooh, can I tell you that these Longestino Doritos will repeat on you a little bit?
Well, if you can find, man. I don't know if you're into lime or spices, but if you can find these back there.
Whew. Dynamita sticks. I've never seen anything like that. Dynamita sticks. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of like fries. So
yeah.
Good stuff. Awesome stuff. Crunchy sticks exploding with zesty lime flavor and a spicy sour kick.
If they didn't explode, I would be disappointed. Yeah. Exploding. That's got me hooked right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's a lot of fun. That was a fun night just hanging out here. I mean, we're already an hour and a half into a show that we didn't know what we were going to talk about. So
you get any cool baseball cards?
Oh, I've got.
Oh wait, yeah. I do have to show something here.
When he's standing up and running towards the bathroom, I hate what he's going to show.
Not the bathroom.
He usually says I have to let the pool guy in. That's code. There's no actual pool guy. He just has to let the pool guy in. But yeah, we're having fun tonight here on Material Issues. Now, yeah.
What was the comment? I missed it.
No. I thought it was I never catch a trolley past. Sunset.
Really? Did you? Oh yeah. Wow. Okay.
But oh man,
I don't know if other than Mick Jagger, I would say Elton John was on a lot of his singles. He is the toughest person for me to understand because he affects that twangy voice and. Sometimes I have no freaking idea what he's saying. Not that it ever matters to me. Again, for me, the sound of lyrics is more important than anything. But there are a few where I just have no idea. I still have no idea.
Oh yeah, what comes after the lyric "Blinded by the Light"?
That's not Elton John.
No, but I'm just saying. You talk about lyrics. You
really don't know, or you're just screwing with me here.
Well, no, I know, but I used to not know. I used to think it had something to do with douche. And
well, but here's the thing about that. Well, I mean, I think in Springsteen's version, it's a couple of things. I think it's cut loose like a deuce, another runner in the night, and I think in another lyric, it's revved up like a deuce.
Yeah, revved up. Yeah, revved up.
So it's both of those things. Now with Manfred Mann. Who was it that sang lead? Chris Thompson, was that his name? Mm-hmm. I don't know if he did this on purpose. I don't know if he did it on purpose or it was just a happy accident, but it certainly sounds like he's singing wrapped up like a douche. And if it wasn't for that, there's no way in hell that song would have gone number one.
Right. Yeah.
I think they caught lightning in a bottle with that. Either that or somebody had the most ingenious idea in pop music history.
Right. Yeah.
But you know that every teenage boy was saying to his buddy, "Hey, did you hear that song on the radio?
I did.
Where they talk about douches? I gotta buy that."
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
No. I mean, I loved the song. I didn't care whether it was douche or deuce or anything. I went out and bought it for that reason, but for a lot of people, it was just for that line, and it propelled it to number one.
Oh yeah,
it really is something. I'm sure Springsteen had no complaints about that.
Nope.
Anyway, here's something I wanted to show. I just got this in the mail, and I really appreciate that. Todd of Hozak Books sent this to me. It's a new biography on the Bangles called
nice.
Why Not? All Over the Place: The Rise of the Bangles from the LA Underground by Eric M. Shade. I don't know Eric, but I haven't had a chance to read the whole book, but just looking through it, I've never seen a book so packed with info, with photos, with everything.
Wow.
No pun intended, but I cannot wait to read this, but I can already tell that it's going to be something I'm not going to be able to put down. Anyway, it's on Hozak Books. You can order it through them. Again, big shout out to Todd Novak of Hozak Books for releasing a lot of very cool books over the years.
Cool.
And didn't he do Sal Maida's books? I thought he did, but I could be wrong.
Hozak? I don't have it right in front of me here, but yeah, maybe. That sounds familiar.
Yes, Sal Maida being our first guest on Material Issues. But this thing is unbelievable. I mean, unless the writing is awful, which I can already tell it is not, this is going to be a really fun read. So anyway, I believe it's already released. So if you're a fan of the Bangles, and again, the weird thing about that is like Raspberries, they were only called Bangles.
Yeah.
And and if you look at their first 3 albums in the 80s, well, there are only 3, they're referred to as Bangles. It isn't until their reunion that they started putting they probably just threw up their hands and said, look, we know Bangles sounds like Beatles. We know we're 4 people doing 60s influence stuff. Of course, people are going to call us the Bangles. So what the hell? We're the Bangles. And that's what they're referred to in this book also.
Yeah.
But cool. I mean, I am really, I just got it a couple of days ago. I'm really excited about reading it. So yeah, all over the place. The Rise of
Bangles fan.
Yeah, check it out on Hozak Books. I know that they've got their website up there. Easy enough to find. Anyway,
Bangles or the Go-Go's? Who
would I choose?
Yeah. I
would choose the Bangles. I mean, well, they had, even if you just counted their 3, both of them had 3 albums in the 80s. So it's a very it's a one-to-one correspondence and comparison. I would still choose the Bangles. I do love Talk Show by the Go-Go's. I think it's kind of like a female shoes album, actually. It was really amazing. It's probably, if you had to ask what's the best power pop, I would have to go with Go-Go's. But Bangles, I think, were just a bit more skilled and had a few better songs in there. So I would go with them. But then when you add the stuff that they did, starting with Doll Revolution and then the next few albums, it's no contest.
I saw Go-Go's on their first East Coast swing, right when We Got the Beat was starting to make a little bit of an impact at a place right down, actually about a mile and a half from my house right here, called Emerald City. It was the old Latin Casino in Cherry Hill, where all the big stars, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis, Frank Sinatra, all played the Latin Casino, and they turned it into like a punk club in those days. And I remember going to see the Go-Go's early on, and they played and then came down afterwards and had drinks at the bar. It was just
wow. Was it crowded, or did nobody know who?
No, it was a pretty good crowd. It was, as I recall, it was a very good crowd.
Well, was We Got the Beat already a hit?
We Got the Beat was just starting to make a little impact. It wasn't quite a hit yet, because as soon as it hit, then they were playing much bigger venues. But Emerald City was a pretty large place, and I saw everybody there. I mean, I saw Ramones there, Holly and the Italians, Romeo Void. We had Deborah Ayal on the show. All those acts came through and played Emerald City, which is funny because I drove down from where I was living up Kutztown near Allentown, Reading. It was an hour and a half drive to get down here to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, not even knowing where the hell I was. And now all these years later, I'm virtually a mile and a half from the site.
Oh,
which is
wow.
not, the building's no longer there. But
Right.
from the
God, every
site,
time I think of We Got the Beat, I have to think of Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
hmm
one of the greatest movies of all time.
yeah,
One thing I'm not is a movie snob. Most of my favorite movies are just silly.
hmm
Dazed and Confused, Fast. I mean, I do love high school. I do love high school movies, even though my high school experience wasn't very good. I guess I live vicariously through those movies. But those
right.
two are. I mean, I like serious stuff too, but no doubt that if I ever do a top 10 list, you're going to see a few 80s inspired teen movies in there.
16 Candles, Pretty in Pink.
I mean, they won't make my top 10, but I really do. I mean, yeah, I can watch any of those things.
Yeah, wow, good stuff. No, you asked earlier about new cards. I've been collecting right now. I'm working on the 1970 Kellogg's lenticular cards. That's been my little obsession.
My Obsession, that's a Stones song.
My obsession.
And the lenticular relates to the Stones also.
Oh yeah,
With Satanic Majesties. You wonder if Kellogg's got the idea to do that. I mean, you wouldn't think they'd even be hip enough to know about that album, but maybe someone working there was and said, "Hey, take a look at this."
I'll tell you what, of all the classic baseball cards that have been out there, Topps through all the years, and Fleer and Bowman and all that, the T206s way back. I want probably in my top 3 would be the 1970 Kellogg's 3D lenticular set.
You got one in front of you to show?
I'll get one right here real quick. But also the 1970 Kellogg's, they only did 2 years of football, and the 1970 football is an awesome set. I've got that complete set, 1970. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let me show you this. Here we go. Hold on. Oh.
No, now Mark has to get up.
Oh,
You don't see that very often. Well, now we see what's behind you. Holy crap. I didn't realize that it was so cluttered back there with great stuff. Wow, I'm not used to being alone here. But
man, all I can smell is shrimp Doritos. My whole house is now smelling like shrimp Doritos.
You know, God.
You don't understand. This is pervasive.
No, I understand. Trust me.
Holy cow. Plus my little earpiece stayed inside my ear when I took it off. I was like, I must have a lot of wax in there or something. Wax on, wax off. All right, let's open this up here. This is my little case for keeping my 19 crap. I'll be back. Talk amongst yourself. Pull the wrong one.
What's going on?
Wrong one.
Case? Well, I hope everybody's doing well. I don't know who's listening right now, but if you haven't said hello yet, please do. I would love to say hi back. And really looking forward to all these IPOs that are coming up. Hopefully I'll see some of you there.
I keep them all in these cool cases, but unfortunately the cases all look the same. Don't have them labeled on top yet. But
oh wow, okay.
Here we go. All right, so I'll show you the one I just got in today, which is pretty cool. Well, obviously one of my favorite from the 70 set is the Bob Clemente.
Is he still being called Bob at this point?
No, I think it's Roberto. It's Roberto on this one.
I should hope so.
Yeah, it's Roberto on this one, but there's the 1970. It's hard to see how the 3D effect looks online like this.
I can kind of get it.
The background, you see,
not bad.
In 1970, these are virtually full-size cards. Then 71 through 83, they went to the much smaller version that looks kind of like a T206 card. But this is the one I just got in today, and it's an SGC 5 because it's extremely expensive on anything higher than that. But that's the Willie Mays.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you mean you used SDGC because?
Well, it's just this is who graded this one when I bought this one. You know,
Yeah, they are cheaper than the others, but they don't.
But it's a 5. It's a 5 out of 10.
It's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell it's very hard to tell why it's only a 5.
Yeah, there's no markings on the back. The corners look great. The centering doesn't look bad.
No,
but it's a 5. But
and I know what when they're worn. I know what they look like, but you can't. It doesn't shine through on the.
So I have a lot of there's the one we talked about earlier, the Joe Pepitone.
Oh, PSA did grade that one.
Yep, that's a PSA 8
Nice.
Pepitone.
Oh, so you had to get the maze graded yourself, but
No, that was already graded. That was graded.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that I only have about 20 of the 74 cards. They're slab graded the way I bought them. Most of my other cards are what they say in the business are raw. They're ungraded, but there's a Juan Marichal in great condition.
Very nice.
But that's ungraded. And this one I just got in today too. It's also pretty expensive on the Ernie Banks.
Oh, wow. No, those are really pretty.
They're really neat.
They really are.
So that's what I've been collecting. I've got, what is it? 70 through 83. That's 14 years of these cards. That's what they made them. I have all complete sets. I'm working. I've still got 20 cards to go in the 1970, but I'm working on 71, 75, and 77. Outside of that, I have complete sets of all the other years. Yeah. So
wow, not bad.
Yeah. Someone's saying, "Yo, Dave." I don't know who that is, but yo back.
Yo back. Show yourself.
We got yo back. But yeah, that's my latest kind of obsession. I love the 1970 Kellogg's. They're just very cool. And the 70 football, I have that complete set. That's really cool. The 71 is very difficult to do, and they only did 2 years of the lenticular football, 70-71. 1970 you could send away for the complete set. That's why they exist. But 1971 you could not. You had to just collect them from the cereal boxes. That's why they're hard.
Pull this out here.
Oh, he's off camera pulling something out. Watch out.
No, I'm off camera pulling it out.
That's what I'm saying. He's off camera pulling it out.
My favorite card set.
Oh, nice.
No doubt. The most beautiful cards, in my opinion, are the 1984 Donruses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The 84 Donruss?
84 Donruss. I mean, 52 Tops is beautiful also. No doubt about it. But 80, boy, this is always hard to. 84 Donruss with those swirls on the bottom. It's hard to see them here. I just love these.
Yeah,
and it's a pretty expensive set now. Actually, it always was because people really love the design.
Yeah.
Who's the rookies in here? Don Mattingly and Darryl Strawberry are the two big rookies in this set. But I bought it just because I really love it.
Yeah. It's fun. I had a huge collection when I was young. I sold it all in the late 80s. And now it's kind of getting back into, certain things. And I always loved that. For whatever reason, I always loved and hung on to a few of those Kellogg's cards. So, I just started thinking, well, let me, start looking for this stuff. And it's been a fun ride putting all those sets together or finding complete sets for not a bad price. And then you just have to kind of fill in. Maybe there's a card that's damaged or whatever, and you got to find that replacement. But that's been fun. It's been fun.
No, I agree.
The psychology of collecting that we always talk about, why you do it?
The book I've always wanted to write. Who knows? Maybe one day.
Well, first we got to get your IPO book.
I know. Wow. I've got to get off my ass. Anyway, let's talk about who we have coming up as guests. Next Wednesday, Valentine's Day. We will have, and I just got an email confirming this.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We've already known he was going to be our guest, but it's now a different time than we thought. Paul Collins, the
Nice.
icon among power pop icons, with with his bands The Nerves and The Beat and his solo work. Brand new album coming out on Gem Records 2 days after he appears on Material Issues. Stand Back and Take a Good Look, by Paul Collins. So we'll have him on 2 hours early. It's going to be 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. UK. So that might help.
That might help for the UK
viewers.
Contingent wants to see Paul Collins live right here on Material Issues at 4 p.m.
Yes,
Eastern. Yeah, nice.
Let's see so the following week on the 21st, we have the main man of the great 70s band Pilot. Everyone knows their big hit Magic. And if you lived in the UK, you also remember hearing January on the radio. It was #1 over there. Didn't do much here. But anyway, it's David Payton who will be our guest on Material Issues. He's still very active on Facebook and is a really cool guy. So we're looking forward to that. It's always great to have those classic artists on. They have so many amazing stories about what life in the record biz used to be like. Some good, some not so good.
Yeah, unfortunately, those 2 weeks, the 21st, 28th, I probably am not going to be here, only because I have other commitments that have been set for a while. But if it changes, I will be here. If not, David will carry on himself and maybe have some.
What we need is a widespread case of COVID among those people, without anyone getting sick, mind you.
Of course, we don't want anybody to get hurt,
But that would cancel the events that
I have to do.
That you have to do. But anyway, all right. So we've got David Payton on the 21st. On the 28th, remember Switch and to Glide, This Beat Goes On. It was all over American Bandstand and MTV and all that stuff. We've got the 2 main men of that band, the Kings,
Nice.
who have a brand new record coming out. Or no, it's already out.
It's out.
And we're going to have Dave Diamond and Mr. Zero of the Kings
Nice.
on Material Issues on February 28th.
28th.
So look out for that. We don't have a guest the following week scheduled yet, but we do on the 13th. A really, really talented young man from Australia. His name is Wesley Fuller.
Good night.
And he put out a great power pop album a couple of years ago and has a new one coming out right around that time called All Fuller, No Filler. And it's true. It's definitely all Fuller and it's definitely no filler. Like every song is excellent.
Nice.
Again, another young man. So it'll be nice. It's always nice to have young artists on Material Issues, and he's definitely one of them. So we look forward to that as well. Beyond that, we still have irons in the fire, some very cool potential things happening. So hopefully they will happen for sure.
Yeah, you just have to join us here. You got, if you're on Facebook, join the group. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and you ring that little bell, which tells you new episodes coming up. We drop an email. David drops an email Monday or Tuesday. Tells you what's going on Wednesday.
Facebook message.
That's a Facebook message. So right there it is. Join the Facebook group. It's easy to remember. Materialissues.com takes you right to YouTube. Subscribe. Tell your friends.
Please.
Pass it along. And we always have cool things going on. The one thing I need to ask everybody is, it's been bothering me all night long. Do you notice this piece of hair right here? It's been It's been hanging down this whole night. I'm just now being bothered by it. I could push it up and out of the way,
or you could do a little snip.
It's right there. Look at it. Wait. All right.
It's not going. Now it's kind of gone.
It's been bothering me all night long. I'm like, what the hell is that? Is it a bug?
I'll say I didn't notice.
I didn't want to smash it and kill a bug, but it's not a bug. It was just my hair. Oh, well. That's
Oh,
all.
well,
Well, David, that was a lot of fun. Almost
It
2
really
hours
was.
of material issues hanging out. We did not baffle the bash. We did have a good time. We listened to some great new releases. We saw some cool reissues. We talked about mudslides. We ate some garlicky and shrimpy chips. I mean, how many shows bring you this variety? This is like a variety. This is like
Absolutely
a
none.
1968 variety show is what this is.
Absolutely none.
It's a variety show.
So tell all your friends to tune in as well.
Yeah, indeed. But we'll see everybody back here next week, next Wednesday, 4
Next
p.m.
Wednesday.
Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific with Paul.
Collins, absolutely. Everyone
Right
have
here
a great
on-
rest of your week. If you're in California, stay safe. It should be all okay. And thank you so much.
And love to Rena.
Love to Ches, Hannah, and Leah.
Good night, everybody. See